Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is the ultimate makeup tutorial for beginners. I go very step by step. I actually recreated the look that I was wearing in my last video using all of the products from my starter kit, which so many of you guys have requested. Super duper easy, very simple. Every single product is drugstore and affordable. I didn't even use lashes because I literally wanted to keep it to the exact products that I feel a beginner would need in their kit, and just products that I think beginners are gonna have so much fun with, but also like learn the basics of makeup really easily. So let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe, turn those notifications on by hitting the little bell, and let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All my rock stars, let's go. I don't know. Okay guys, so first thing we're gonna start with that I always start with, obviously, and this is a great place to start if you're a beginner, is with primer. So you always wanna start with primer because you actually want to let it sink into your skin, get a little tacky before you go in with your foundation. So I'm gonna be using the Physicians Formula 24 Karat Gold Collagen Serum. So bomb. So bomb for really getting that lightweight feel, but it just feels so good on the skin. So you guys are gonna love this because I feel like it almost is like a skincare item and a makeup item in one because it feels so nice on the skin. Plus it always makes my makeup look so flawless. The other thing that I highly recommend for beginners is taking a little blur stick. This is the easiest way to get a glowy complexion that still looks mattified in the T-zone. So I'm gonna take the Maybelline Master Blur Stick, something that I just feel is so essential in my makeup routine, and take it right down the center of the face, even around the nose area, to mattify that part. So the rest of my face now feels amazing, lightweight, has that lightweight feel, a little bit tacky for our foundation to stick on, but it feels very smooth. And then the T-zone is mattified. We got the glow and the matte. So next up, we're gonna go in with a brow pencil. I feel like brow pencils are the easiest way for beginners to learn how to do your brows, just because you are gonna get that like ease of the pencil rather than a pomade. Pomade is very easy for it to like get crazy. So we're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. You wanna just take it and fill in this bottom section and then fill in any sparse areas. Woo! This is such a good pencil, you guys. I love the way it applies. I love the texture of it. It's literally my go-to. Like, I rarely reach for anything else. And I love it because it's literally $5. You always want to blend everything out just to make sure that everything is looking nice and smooth. And like I mentioned in my other video, Wow Brow is game changing. So especially if you're a beginner, if you don't want to take as much time, or if you just literally don't want to take a lot of time doing your makeup, this is so bomb. You just take it. It is a tinted brow gel. It does have a little bit of fiber in it, so it is gonna give the illusion of thicker brow hairs. If you're really in a rush, you could just use this and not even go with the pencil, but I kind of wanted to just give the two options just so you guys have it. But the Wow Brow is great because it is a brow gel, but it's tinted with a little bit of fiber. So it's gonna hold those brows in place all day long, but on top of that, actually give you like that thickness to give that like very fluffy look to the brows. So I take it, especially on this side, I have a little bit more sparseness at the front of my brow, and then go through the entire brow, brushing the brow hairs up at all times. You always want to brush your brow hairs up and away from the brows. Then I'm just gonna clean up my brows with a little bit of concealer, and we're gonna move straight back to the face. If you want more of like an in-depth brow routine, I do have a full video on that, so I'll leave a link for that down below as well. For my face, I'm definitely gonna use the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation stick in 265 Natural Tan. Such a bomb foundation stick in general, but a really great product for beginners because it's so easy to use. You literally, all you have to do is swipe it on. Very full coverage right away, which is great because you don't have to do that much work to make it look good. Just make a little design on my face. Okay, so this is the EcoTools blender. I really love this one from the drugstore. I just feel like it's so soft, like the texture of it is so nice. I'm gonna blend this out. And you can see just with that one layer, you're still getting like a really nice amount of coverage. And once we add concealer, it looks so bomb. I've been obsessed with this foundation concealer combo, but just in general, I really do feel like stick foundations for beginners are clutch. They're so easy to apply and blend out. Plus this one actually stays on for a really, really, really long time. Okay, so that's already looking super bomb. So now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. This is the one that I have been absolutely obsessed with. There actually are a lot of good drugstore concealers on the market lately. I really like this one, the Milani Conceal and Perfect, just because it's so lightweight and smooth and still full coverage, so it gives you a very flawless finish. Plus, I love this color. This is the shade 140 Pure Beige. It's such a good color match for me. So I'm just gonna go make a little triangle. I do really like the e.l.f. one a lot too, the 16-hour Camo Concealer, and L'Oreal has a good drugstore one as well. So any of those will kind of work. It just depends on your preference or the day. For me, it just depends on the day. So we're just gonna buff that in with this Eco Tools sponge. So you can see right when I start buffing this in, it adds some brightness and dimension to the face, which is what I love about this concealer. It's so smooth and blends in so easily. Under the eyes, you definitely want to cover up your dark circles and brighten up that area, and then also down the middle of the face. But if you are trying to cover up something like a blemish or a breakout or a dark spot, you actually wanna use a concealer shade that is more similar to your foundation shade, because you don't want it to stand out. You don't want it to be highlighted per se. So just keep that in mind when you are picking out your products or shades. Like if you are going for something that's more so gonna help with breakouts, try to get a bit of a darker shade. If you're looking for something that's brightening, then go about 1 to 2 shades lighter. Now for contour, you guys know this is personally what I find the easiest to contour with, and for sure what I would recommend for beginners out there. So this is the Wet n Wild contour stick. Super, super easy because it already comes in a stick form. I don't know, I just feel like sticks are like where it's at when it comes to the ease and quickness, because they're easier to blend out as well and quicker to blend out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and carve out the face right underneath the cheekbones. You kind of want to smile and like see where your cheekbones are at, and I always go under the chin to make it sharp, and then underneath the nose, down the sides of the nose, and then a little bit around the forehead. Okay, so you can see for this step, I like to use a brush. I definitely recommend using brush for cream contour because you can really get nice and precise under the cheekbones. This is the Morphe G40 right here. You literally just swipe it on in the places that would naturally cast a shadow so that you can carve out your face, and then press it into the skin with a little mini brush. Another brush that's actually really good that you can find at the drugstore for this step is this one from Eco Tools. This is the Wonder Color Finish. Because it's so small and precise, you can use it to really press the product in and buff it upwards. I think contouring is one step where like it could seem intimidating at first, but once you get the hang of contouring, I feel like it makes such a difference in your face shape. Like it really helps to achieve that like sculpted look. And then what you can do is actually take your sponge with whatever is left on the sponge from our concealer and use that to just sharpen up the contour line just a little bit, and then we're also gonna go over that with baking, and that really sculpts it out. So then what we're gonna do is go ahead and bake everything into place. So I'm gonna place the Milani Translucent Banana Powder underneath my eyes, and then also, like I mentioned, underneath that contour line, because that really, really helps to continue the sculpting process. And you guys definitely want to take this baking powder all the way into the smile lines. That's gonna really help with like smile creasing throughout the day, so that it's gonna make your makeup even more long wearing. Baking legit makes you look so like poreless and flawless. For me, I have like little divots under my eyes, but as soon as I bake, game over. But I do also take a little bit of powder on a fluffier brush and just press it into the skin, because I don't want to bake the entire face. I just want to bake in certain areas, very strategically, you know? Because when you're placing it on the skin with the blender, you're getting a very precise and distinct bake. When you're just fluffing on the powder with a brush, you're gonna get lighter weight coverage, so it's still gonna hold your makeup in place all day, but you don't have to do the full coverage bake. And plus, you don't wanna lose all of your glow, like you still want a little radiance in there, so that's why you only really bake around the center of the face where you're gonna get the most oily through the day. Okay, and my favorite thing to do while I bake is bronze it up, because this is the perfect time. You have your powder right in the center of the face, but your outer edges are already like still free. So I'm gonna take this bronzer and go right over the area that we contoured. Because we already put that cream contour down, we do not need another contour powder or anything. We just use the bronzer to like kind of bronze everything, like the full face sun-kissed look. And then again, with whatever is left over on your blender, bake right underneath the contour line. And you almost want to connect it right here to the outer corner of the lips. Okay, so then after a couple minutes, I'm just gonna wipe this little powder away. I like to leave the lower part on for the least amount of time. I feel like if I leave it on too long, it almost gets like too highlighted. Then we can go ahead and go in with blush. And for blush, you want to apply right here to the apples. And then blend backwards. And the reason I really wanted to include this particular one, Milani Luminoso, in my starter kit is because it is such a pretty, like almost glowy blush. It gives you a slight bit of a radiance. Okay, so highlight time, I'm going in with the Maybelline Master Chrome in Molten Gold. For highlight, it's kind of the opposite of contour. You want to highlight any parts of the area that's gonna naturally get sun, so the high points of the face. So right here on the cheekbones, down the middle of the nose, right here above the brow, like above the arch of the brow, any places that are naturally gonna get highlighted. And I know honestly I've talked about this highlighter a million times, but it is so good because it really gives you that gorgeous blinding highlight without a lot of work. Like, it's very pigmented, so you don't have to pick up that much of the product for it to give it to you. Like, yes. Yes. It's in a nice little package that's small, easy to use, easy to throw into your makeup bag. You don't have to worry about like a loose highlighter throwing around pigments everywhere. Like, I just feel like this one is the perfect option for those of you who are like just getting into makeup. I didn't do liquid highlight today because I kind of just wanted to keep it like to the bare basics, you know? All right, now moving back to the lid, I'm just gonna quickly go in and conceal my eyelids. This acts as my primer and definitely something that I would recommend doing if you're just getting to makeup so that you don't have to buy like a whole separate eye primer. This works just as well to use your concealer. It cancels that discoloration and it makes your eyeshadow look bomb because it gives you almost like a brightened look to your eyelid so that colors that you put on really pop. And you also want to go in and set that concealer down just a little bit. So I run loose powder right here into the inner crease. Right here. I don't put it on the lid because I want the lid shade to still be able to pop enough. But the reason why you do this is so that your blending tones can blend out as easily as possible. Okay, so for the eyeshadow, we're gonna keep it very simple, but this is the eyeshadow palette that I included in my starter kit video because it's so good, you guys, and so perfect for beginners. I just feel like you can never have enough mattes, especially when you're just starting your collection, and this is the perfect matte palette to have. The shades are pigmented, they're blendable, they're really, really easy to work together, and I love how it's color coded. So you can kind of work in like the different colorways. So you have the neutral, like browns, you have purpley plums, and then this side I would say is more warm tone browns, a little more like sienna action in there. I love it, so I cannot recommend that enough. Plus the quality is so good for this palette. So it's definitely what I wanted to use today, and like I said, I'm just gonna do something really, really simple. I think I'm gonna start off with this guy right here, directly into the crease. You can even start out your eyeshadow with just like a bronzer, and that's such an easy way to get a similar look where you're just kind of like wisping out the color, adding some definition to the crease without having to purchase a whole nother product. But if you're in the market for an eyeshadow palette, this one is so good. Honestly, like one of the easiest looks you can do is just all warm tones. So I'm gonna take this guy next, this little sienna shade, and do a similar thing, popping that right into the crease, but focusing this guy a little bit more on this outer V. And then finally, the deepest shade from this column, I'm gonna take right underneath the last shade we put down. So again, in that same outer V shape motion. By layering these shades and blending them together, you're creating a lot of really beautiful dimension. That's just gonna open up the eyes. And then for the front part, just to brighten up the eyes, I'm gonna take this pearly shade up here and place that right onto the lid. You could also do more of like a metallic shade here, but I'm kind of feeling more matte today. I just want to add a little bit more of that red tone, like the sienna shade in here, so I'm just gonna pick that back up and blend that together. All right, now moving on to our lashes, we're gonna curl the lashes and then add on some mascara. The L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. Bomb mascara, bomb wand. This wand is almost identical to Too Faced Better Than Sex. It has this really nice hourglass shape. It's so nice, like really, really good drugstore mascara. And this mascara makes my lashes look super duper voluminous and long. I'm not gonna be applying falsies today. I did wear them in the last video, but for today, I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible since this is more of like the tutorial part. I just wanna use what's actually in the kit. For lip liner in the video, I definitely recommended the Colourpop lip pencils just because there's so many different colors. You can find reds, you can find colorful ones, you can find vampy shades, and they have a lot of nudes. And this is a really, really good, affordable formula. I honestly consider Colourpop drugstore now because they do sell it in Ulta in the drugstore section. I'm gonna grab Little One, which is a nice little deeper nude. I'm just gonna start lining my lips. Oh, the formula is so smooth on this. It's so nice. And then I'm also gonna take a little bit of Curvii just to deepen the edges. And then what I was wearing in the last video is this guy. I mentioned in that video, but it's my absolute favorite drugstore lipstick, like classic lipstick. This is Maybelline Baddest Beige. Such a pretty formula, literally identical to Tom Ford Nude Vanilla. It's a really pretty color. So I just kind of go around the edges and try to blend it in as best as I can. Literally the perfect nude. And then you always want to set, so I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Master Fix Setting Spray. This is a really good dupe for Urban Decay All-Nighter because it's long-lasting, mattifying. Setting spray does two things, okay? One, it sets your powders into your liquid foundations to make it a little bit more smooth and to take away that powdery after effect, but it also is supposed to make your makeup last longer, and this one definitely does. Alrighty guys, so this is our finished look. I hope you guys liked it and learned some little tips and tricks. This really is the ultimate makeup tutorial for beginners because these products are, first of all, affordable, bomb. They have amazing formulas, super long-lasting. Like, I really took my time to pick out the products in my starter kit. Again, if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out because I go a little bit more in depth about like why I chose these products, why I think that they're perfect for beginners, and basically why you're gonna love them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this tutorial. If you do wear this look, definitely tag me on Instagram. I love it when you guys tag me in your stories and I get to see your work or in your photos and everything like this. Like, it really makes it very special for me. So definitely tag me if you recreate this look. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you in my next video. Obviously, it's just in a like really nice little compact. There's a fly in here, you guys, and we can't find it. I hear it, and it's freaking me out. Imagine if it came and like sat on my face. Oh. Wait, sorry. Rewind.